Hello, welcome to the show. It's the last news roundup of season 3, but don't worry, we'll be back and we'll have more on that later in the show. As always, before we get into the news, we want to highlight some things we've spotted.
Yes, and our friends at the IABM have been shortlisted as a finalist for the International Association of the Year at the annual Association Excellent Awards. They join 5 other associations in competition for the award, with results to be announced on Tuesday, the 29th of June. We'd like to wish them the very best of luck.
Yeah, best of luck. If you're an advanced Premiere Pro and After Effects freelancer, then get in touch with Soho Editors at talent@sohoeditors.com. They're on the hunt for your talents. If you're not sure what advanced means, get in touch with them anyway. I'm sure they're going to let you know.
And also we spotted Tyrell have been appointed as the new partner for Haivison in the UK and Ireland. Now, if you didn't already know, then Haivison is a leading global provider of mission-critical real-time video streaming solutions. Their connected cloud and intelligent edge technologies enable engaging live streams of events such as news, sports, theatre and corporate.
So at this stage, we'd normally head over to Raj for his question of the week, but we're going to go over to him a bit later in the show this time with some consideration for compliance in the cloud.
So first up in the news this week is IBC, who have set out more details around its plans to bring the content and technology industry together again to discover the future of media and, of course, do business face-to-face. IBC continues to focus on the return of a live event at the RAI in Amsterdam this year, 10th to 13th of September, but also has a fallback option to December 3rd to 6th. Now, we spoke to Mike Crimp, IBC CEO, and also director Steve Connolly last week, and you can hear all about the latest plans, plus a host of questions we had answered at kitplus.com/IBC 2021.
Yeah, I think they've got a chance of pulling it off actually now. So Ciaran from Rohde Schwarz was here last week to tell us about the introduction of their new IP-related multi-viewer functionalities within its Prismum product. And he's back again with news of the latest Clipster updates, their feature film and episodic TV mastering system.
At Rohde Schwarz, we've launched Clipster 6.9. 6.9 doesn't sound the most exciting name, but Clipster has been a name right at the heart of packaging for DCP and IMF from the very beginning. What we've introduced with 6.9 are 2 new additions. On the one hand, we've supported Dolby Atmos for cinema right from the very beginning. We've now introduced Dolby Atmos for the home. And we've also added the latest version of the IMF standard. So what this means and why this is important is that it shows you that Clipster is keeping up with all the latest standards so that you can package your content for your partners around the world, whether you're a traditional broadcaster that is sending content to your partners, or whether you're one of the big disruptors in the OTT world. You can trust Clipster with Clipster 6.9, Dolby Atmos for home as well as cinema, and the latest IMF standards.
Thanks, Ciaran. Do check out Clipster 6.9 for yourselves.
Yeah. Autodesk have just unveiled more than 40 user-driven improvements to Flame. Building on machine learning capabilities that address specific tasks in Flame, this update brings ML to Flame's core toolset in the form of next-gen camera tracking technology. The new camera tracker delivers remarkable automatic camera solves and 3D geometry output in a matter of minutes.
Unified Streaming, a leader in smart video streaming technologies, has announced the launch of Unified Remix VOD2Live, which enables OTT providers to create live channels that connect VOD content with audiences in new ways, improving viewer engagement while opening up new monetization opportunities and, thankfully, reducing costs.
Now, there's some interesting looking web sessions coming up this week discussing the best practices for remote production workflows, and it appears that you are all invited.
Hi there! We would like to invite you to our Elements Remote Days web sessions taking place on April the 27th through April the 29th. We've got a lot of exciting stuff that we want to share with you, such as the integration of the Quantum Excellis with StormX 7, as well as the integration of Dell EMC Isilon into the Elements environment. In these sessions, we will be joined by our friends from both Quantum and Dell EMC. We will also present the latest developments regarding our storage products and give you an overview of our remote workflow tools and features. To register for the upcoming Remote Days web sessions, visit elements.tv/remote days.
So that's your online viewing taken care of for the next few days then. You can check out the link on the screen.
Clearcom has released the new Station IC virtual desktop client. It's a Mac and Windows-based software application that connects to Clearcom's Eclipse digital intercom matrix and, coming soon, the LQ series of IP interface devices. Station IC users connect natively to a central intercom system that hosts essential services such as audio and control systems, as well as panels, belt packs, and even two-way radios or endpoints from other intercom manufacturers.
So it's time to go over to Mr MXF now, who has 5G transport on his mind.
Frost & Sullivan have just lauded LiveView for their LU800 production unit for broadcasters. The system makes best use of 5G technology to deliver their live-as-a-service platform. So what's 5G? Well, it's the transport that sits on top of the radio frequencies of your phone, and it's a new millimeter wave frequency block. 5G transport on the new 40 GHz carrier will give you gigabits per second of download, but it kind of stops at walls and doesn't go very far. Whereas sitting on top of the existing 600 MHz carriers, it might only give you megabits per second of download, but it gets everywhere all the time. 5G's got nice features like an air latency of 10 milliseconds, it's got adaptive coding to manage errors, and it's got network slicing to ensure that your broadcaster's not fighting against your spectators' phones for bandwidth. This enables nice media-friendly applications like interactive high-quality video, bandwidth reservation for contribution, ad hoc networks for events. The 5G infrastructure is being rolled out around the world and involves, well, money and politics, so check your local carrier for your own timetable. In the meantime, I'm going to call KitPlus about the next season of the news, if only I had a signal. Ciao!
Thanks, Mr MXF. And Grass Valley's GV Amp has been selected by the esports division of Electronic Arts to enable fully distributed remote production for its major competitive gaming events, EA Sports FIFA 21 and Apex Legends. The workflow uses Grass Valley's GV Corona Switcher control panel connected over the public internet to a K-frame production center engine running on GV Amp.
TVU Networks has announced the company is providing a rights-cleared live pool feed and real-time clipping service during US President Biden's first address to a joint session of Congress on April 28th. The US President's first joint address is typically held in February, but extra planning was involved this year because of the coronavirus pandemic and, of course, the obvious security concerns.
Now, if you're looking for AI transcription and you're a Premiere Pro user, then this next news item will have your attention, I'm sure.
Hey everyone, my name is Shamir Alba. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Simon Says, and recently we launched the Simon Says extension for Adobe Premiere Pro. What that means is you can now transcribe and translate clips and caption and subtitle sequences in 100 languages right from within Adobe Premiere Pro. You can also bring in your clips to Simon Says Assemble, our text-based video editor in the browser, which allows you to quickly create rough cuts simply by highlighting the transcript text of sound bites, dragging and dropping that text into the desired order, aligning with your team in real-time collaboration. And once everyone's aligned, you can export out that XML right into Adobe Premiere Pro, where it seamlessly reconnects with the original source media at the correct in and out points. It is incredibly fast and efficient and allows you to focus on the more important parts of storytelling. We're excited to hear what you think. Download the new extension for Adobe Premiere Pro from our website, www.simonsays.ai.
And apparently saves at least 50% of the time it would typically take to create a rough cut when using Assemble. All you need to do now is decide what to do with all that time you're saving. So thanks, Shamir. Do check out the interview we did with him earlier in season 3 to find out more about Simon Says.
AVC Systems AG, one of Switzerland's leading providers of broadcast infrastructure and services, is another one to have invested in a leader product, the LV5600 SDI IP multi-screen waveform monitor, as the reference core of a new IP demonstration unit which is being used to explain the operational and technical advantages of IP connectivity.
Mitomo is a leading Japanese broadcast equipment and service provider, and to further manage simultaneous post and delivery of 2K, 4K and 8K HDR productions, a new state-of-the-art 8K editorial review suite has been introduced, and that features an AGA Kumo 3232 12G to centralize 8K routing operations. and from Scarhoy, a rack fly duo to simplify remote router control.
Until now, cinematographers who needed to pull focus between real foreground objects, such as actors, and virtual objects displayed on an LED wall, such as a car, have been unable to do this as the lens focal plane stops at the LED wall, meaning the car pretty much always remains out of focus. There is a solution though. Let's take a look.
A focus pull between real and virtual elements in an XR volume is impossible, right? It was until now. Introducing Cinematic XR Focus, the newest innovation from Mo-Sys. Using a Mo-Sys star tracker and a Preston lens control system, combined with Mo-Sys VP Pro software, focus pulls between real and virtual elements are now possible, empowering DPs to seamlessly move between real and virtual elements, enhancing the storytelling of the script. Mo-Sys new technology combines and synchronizes real focus pulls with virtual focus pulls, irrespective of the camera's position in the XR volume, ensuring an unnoticeable transition between the two as the focus plane passes through the LED wall. Here, this is achieved using a standard Preston wireless lens controller. Mo-Sys, combining cinematic expertise and virtual production innovation for XR.
Very interesting technology there from Mo-Sys. Check out their XR solution at mo-sys or mo-sys.com.
The Chicago-based Signature Production Group, a live and virtual event production company, have adopted QuickLink Studio and QuickLink ST102s as a go-to solution for connecting remote presenters into virtual events. The QuickLink solutions were provided to Signature by US-based system integrator Key Code Media.
Pixel Power has delivered a configurable StreamMaster Prime system to WFMJ. The new StreamMaster Prime is a direct replacement for an existing Pixel Power Logo Vision graphics generator. It's a turnkey appliance implemented in software running on COTS hardware with flexible function set. It is designed specifically to provide replacement for individual devices in a traditional master control and player architecture, and supports SDI/IO for easy integration with existing infrastructure.
So we know you're missing him, so here's Raj with some cloud compliance considerations.
This week, not really a question, but some considerations about deploying compliance and monitoring in the cloud, as we are regularly asked this. Our solution is essentially hardware agnostic, and cloud deployments, whether private, public, or hybrid, are straightforward and without problem to us. The considerations will be more on the commercial side compared to on-prem deployments. While broadcast functions like playout are very viable in public cloud because they are low consumers of CPU, low egress, and object storage can be utilized, a logging solution is far more costly exercise. By nature, a logging system is a high consumer of all the items that cloud providers are charging the most for. One CPU. We have to demux, decode, resize, and re-encode 24/7 across multiple channels to generate proxy media. This means lots of CPU is being used all the time, which in turn requires a high-end instance. Storage. While object storage is half the cost of normal storage, it is not a workable solution for logging. Ignoring the performance of REST-based storage, which is not up to scratch for a system that has to read and write tens of thousands of files at relatively high IOPS, considering how many channels customers have these days, the sheer amount of REST API calls far exceed what cloud providers give you free of charge with a standard storage account. Egress. Anytime a consumer clicks live, playback, archive, search, download, etc., the network I/O is being used and the meter starts running, depending on how many users you have across the system at the same time. This can drive up further costs. If you would like more information on cloud deployments, please feel free to contact us at Mediaproxy. We are always happy to assist. Finally, as this is the last news roundup show of season 3, I hope over the last 3 months I have been able to give you a little more insight into Mediaproxy's compliance, monitoring and analysis solutions. I'm sure we'll be back for season 4, and until then, stay safe and take care of yourselves.
You too, Raj. Thanks for your input over the last few months.
So that's it for this week, and indeed for season 3. There's a few more shows coming up this week, so do look out for those, and then we'll be back in June for the start of season 4. We'd obviously like to thank Mr MXF, aka Bruce Devlin, for his really quite insightful weekly explainers, Raj for his compliance Q&As, to all those who added news to the press room, and those who came on the show to tell us their news in person, and of course all of the guests we've interviewed.
Yeah, now if you missed anything, and there have been 60 shows in season 3, then you can catch up on our channel. And also don't forget, we've got the Kit Plus podcast, so you can listen on the move. To find out more about that, go to kitplus.com/podcast for more information. Finally, a big thank you to Mediaproxy for their continued support of KitPlusTV. Do check them out at mediaproxy.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.